Now I cowered, but my brother rose before him and shielded me tight to the vine, daring the god to strike, and Apollo did nothing. He let us pass. The wind screamed in our ears, the light struck hard our bodies, and my brother said to me, "You see, Aris, Apollo himself gives us passage. Together we cannot die, together we cannot leave the vine." And in an instant we were back upon the ground, two boys ready to return to their fathers, no idea what was to come, yet for that instant, suspended there, I saw what we might become one day, what power and love and hope we might wield together.
My name is Matthew Ament, and I'm an actor in the Twin Cities. I graduated from the Guthrie's actor training program in 2004, and since then I've been working primarily at the Guthrie. I've been very blessed to do that. And when I was in college studying in London, I started working on a play that since that time has been very close to my heart and always present in my imagination. And I think it's time to try and make it happen in the Twin Cities. We've done some readings, and the response has been overwhelming for me as an artist and a writer. And I feel like now is the time to try and give something back. And that's what I want to try to do this summer with the Comedian's Tragedy.
It's a story that touched me when I read it, and when we've done it in front of people, I think has touched them and made them laugh and made them cry.
And I cannot think of many other readings I've been to that have been as compelling.
I sat with a bunch of other actors, and we all just universally loved the piece.
I was so surprised because I knew Matt could write a play, but I didn't know that it would be so, first of all, well written, but by that I mean that the language would be so elevated and yet so truthful at the same time. And I watched the actors reading the play and saw how invested they were. I watched Mickey Lupu, our dramaturg who's been here forever, and saw his passionate response to the play. Someone who I don't think of as having passionate responses unless they're negative.
And it's very smart and poetic with a quality of writing that you don't encounter in this kind of pedestrian contemporary plays that I read all the time.
And then all of my students that I'd invited to come on the edge of their chairs, all these other professionals on the edge of their chairs, and there was this sense of something very important that had just happened to us.
Welcome, friends. You have come to hear of my ending, so I will end beginning. For a tale of Greece I have tonight. Long ago and far away, when all were young.
The Comedian's Tragedy is a story about Aristophanes the comedian in ancient Greece when he's a very young man and he's lost everything. And he meets a Persian woman named Xerxes, an outsider, a barbarian, and she challenges Aristophanes to become a tragedian, the greatest of artists, and to speak out and try to change the world. And Aristophanes falls in love. And together, they try to make a difference in the way that all artists seek to make a difference. And when Xerxes' life is threatened by Aristophanes' enemies, he's forced to make a series of decisions that deal thematically with the nature of art, what it means to hope, what it is to have a dream, and I think ultimately what it is to make a mistake and what it is to know regret.
To me, the greatest surprise and the greatest pleasure was that these figures that exist as names of authors of plays from so long ago in the Greek antiquity are talking and acting and behaving as we all behave today, and there is no separation in time between those days and our time. That makes it contemporary.
When a project like this comes along, where it touches so many people and is able to happen so quickly, it's pretty rare.
So it's really exciting, inspiring to be a part of any kind of exercise where we're working with a text like this.
The prospect of actually finding the resources and finding the scheduling to get a cast to work on this play for several weeks is thrilling.
In our life as actors, most of our time is spent sitting around waiting for someone to give us a job, to give us permission to do our work. And this is an example of a bunch of actors in the community coming together to say, you know, we're not going to wait. We're not going to wait for this play to be given permission to be performed. We're not going to wait for the chance to be hired to direct or act in this play. We're going to get together as a community and we're just going to make it happen. And that there's an energy behind that is really exciting.
Today this is so rare, and because it's rare, we should value it. And we should go and get some insights out of it.
Readings and workshops are not enough right now for this piece. It needs production, and production requires money and commitment.
We're looking for artists and philanthropists and donors and you know, excited people in the community who are interested in being part of telling a story that we believe is important.
By funding this production, by participating in any level, there is the most direct assistance to a production than I can imagine, because we are not an existing company. We're just a bunch of friends and colleagues coming together. We're associated with, I think, every theater in the region at one point or another, but coming together, we have no overarching structure, and so the donors become that structure, and they make it happen. I mean, so I think it's rare for a donor to be able to give money and to have such a direct product.
I'm putting this out into the community because I've learned so much and been so privileged to be a part of the theater community in the Twin Cities, and I want desperately to give something back and to be a part of a conversation about who we're going to be as a group of friends, as a city, as a community, as a nation, as a civilization. And you know, I grew up in the theater, and this is the best way I know how to do that, and I want passionately to do that. And I hope that the support for the project already has been tremendous and intimidating, and I hope that I can live up to that, and I hope that people will continue to give me the opportunity to try and do it.